you know, if it determined that you are into it or you're not, you know, it's like, you know, tenant hubby's all in, super supportive. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you loved it. I'm glad you loved it. Y'all, I was looking back at like old VODs of me, and like when I first started and I was turning like one camera from like here and turning my camera down and like craft. Listen, it's one thing to be a gamer on this platform and you have one camera on your face in a nicely done scene, and then you play on a really high performance machine. Crafters have multiple cameras and things to deal with. Okay, and like crafting areas and layouts. So we have more shit on our desk than most people, you know, off scene or whatever. So kudos to crafters. You guys spent Lego build. I didn't want to retype. Oh no, it's fine. You're fine. Don't worry. I'm glad that you enjoyed it though. The side of this will help me make time for crafting. Yeah, get shit done and gaming too, right? Just remember, like your audience will. I'll tell you now. You're building your audience around your schedule, right? Like whatever works for you. Don't do things that don't. It's gonna keep marking my pattern. This color, I want to retire so bad. I want to retire it so bad, but I've only got a few stitches up around this upper area. There we go. Welcome back from Lorcalsa. You found a typo on Bulba's ear? Oh, that's okay. It's in a... I haven't even read over it. I was literally copying and pasting stuff. Appreciate you, Puff. You can leave any notes in the pattern too, right? You can always leave notes in the pattern and I can see them there. But I have not QA checked anything, so like if things are a little scuffed on the instructions, you're dealing with my chicken scratch and notes, and you know, you're looking at Pix's brain in real time. You may even find instructions copied from a pattern that I haven't erased for Bulba. Like, I never know. Like, I duplicate a pattern and I have to change colors. I saw your Spyro entry. If we finish them before you, am I gathering all the things? Yeah, so Mary Cat, we actually just recently, because this one takes me a while, so I understand that there is a pacing to it. But like, look at this finish. This is the Cup of Joe version. All right, this is the Cup of Joe version, and I think it's gorgeous. I love it. There's not a lot of colors compared to like mine, for example. It's all full stitches, right? But yeah, if you stitch it before me, you get entered to win a copy. There's 3 versions, so you know, it was a fun stitch. The OMG Valkyrie actually was perler art. I have the perler art in my room over there. Panda, thank you so much for swinging by. Have a great rest of your time zone. And thank you for swinging by. I appreciate you. And I hope you get some good rest, friend. Amazing. Yeah, Barry Cat. So, like, I'll give you one of our mods, Jay Cooney. Jay Cooney stitched the Cup of Joe one, then the OMG Valkyrie one. She did it twice. She's already finished 2. Now, you don't get 2 tickets. You get 1 entry per person. But she stitched twice, like 2 of them. That's wild. Because Jay Cooney does love some Spyro. And I think Danny redeemed the lights, right? Are lights still on? Oh yeah, they're still on cooldown. Where's Danny got that? It's too funny. I blush every time you show that, Shazna. Aw. It's so good. Shazna is the stitcher. By the way, Shazna, if I can make you blush some more. I'll share with you this. I took your photo. Okay, I took your photo and I shared it with the pixel artist, Cup of Joe. He's the one who did our frog. So if you don't know Cup of Joe, this is our emote by him. Okay? I posted it for him to share with him that I said, hey, wanted to share with you that one of the community members cross-stitched your design that I turned into a pattern, right? Another community did a finish. Cup of Joe said the following. He said, oh my god, they did an absolutely amazing job. If I don't see them around the community, please let them know. I think they absolutely crushed it. That was from Cup of Joe. So I wanted to make sure you saw credit for that because I shared your piece with him so that he can see it because he's not in our Discord, right? So, yeah, Kappa Joe says, if I don't see you around, let them know I crushed it. Or that you crushed it, so... There you go. I did share with him, though, so that he know. When OMG Valkyries are finished, I share with her, too. Just to connect it back to the artist. And Kappa Joe, again, if we get a shout-out for him, he's an incredible creator. I love Kappa Joe. Y'all, he pushes a lot of pixels. He pushes a lot of pixels. Stop it, right? Yeah, so he, you know, it's nice to be able to take, like, in Shazda, what you don't know is that pattern that you stitched, that was me, subscribed to Joe for a year. At the end of a year, if you save up for a year of subs, you get to cash in for 100 by 100 pixel drawing. Your first month sub to him, you get like a 32 by 32, but if you save up for a year, he'll give you a big boy. I took that 100 by 100 and converted it into a cross-stitch pattern. So that took a year of me subscribed to his channel, supporting him to get that drawing done that you stitched. If you want how the hell we even got here, how we even got here with that pattern version from him, took a year of that. All right. So like, it couldn't have been done. It couldn't have been done. And thank you for that follow, Vibrant Pastel. I love your name, both Vibrant and Pastel. Are you a maker crafter? Hello? Maybe? Little art? Thank you for the shout out for Kappa Joe. Incredible creator. Not Cup O without the H. The one with the H. Enjoy your lurk, Prince. Thank you for the hydrate, Sapphire. So... Samuel says, what setup do you use for camera and overhead camera? I've been looking for something for Cam to do lives and one to show knitting drawing. Great question. So I use an arm mount that I have behind my desk that I actually comes and props up over my monitor. And then I rotate my camera around so that my hands come down from where I am. Otherwise they'll be from up here. So I rotate everything around in scene, framed to my craft mat. Just from that. I'm using a Logitech C920 for my craft camera just because I find like it's perfectly fine. Like if you get your lighting right or whatever, like you can get really detailed zooms, you know? So Vibrant, I do a ton of crochet, but I've been wanting to get into knit, embroidery, and cross stitch. Yeah, well, we do some crochet too. If you're interested in cross stitch, under !free, there's a bunch of free stuff. If you're curious, just to even look at patterns, you know, just to look at patterns. You don't have to stitch anything, right? Just into the cross stitch stuff. Different things under here, you know. We also have a bunch of resources in the Discord. If you're new to cross stitch and you're not sure what you're doing or the types of stitches and stuff, like there's some things in there that there's some helpful things. I can show you stuff. ! cross stitch in the chat if you want. We'll give you a bunch of cross stitch resources that I've put together, right? It's basically like a PDF of all the links that you could need, like how to calculate fabric size, the closest DMC colors, skeins required, how to lace and frame, conversion charts, you know, different tools I've used, freebies. Here's all the different stitch types, full stitch, half stitch, 3/4, what they look like. Right, so that you understand at least some of the terms that you may be having to look up on how to do. Here's what they look like when they're stitched, kind of in a symbol view. Some of the views you can expect when you're doing it. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff there. I hope that helps at least give you a start. If you're new, I hope it gives you a start. And if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. We love enabling. Is it C920 for both cameras? It is, Samuel. Yeah, absolutely. I think when you've got the proper lighting in an area, you can have the proper distance with your focal points depending what you've got. Yeah, that's it. Like look at this area where my face is. How big a camera do you need? Do you need $1,000 for this box, this little frame? No, you don't. You really don't. We can only broadcast 1080 max. Your patterns are so good and easy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do need people to like understand, like it does. I put a lot of work into what makes things look just easy, But like there's a lot that goes into them, you know? There's a lot. And I really do want people to make it like as easy as possible to understand something, and also be friendly for like those e-readers, right? You know, like I want my stuff to be imported into like those tools you use and easy to do. There you're the bomb, purple tea. No, yo. Fantastic, thank you. I was gonna look at those similar, yeah, good to know. And well, like even under exclamation free, I know that Christmas is over, let's not talk about it, but like there's a bunch of free stuff, right? There's like a bunch of the free ones that we've done, you know? If you're new to cross stitch, right? Like there's a bunch of things you can do. You know, plastic canvas is amazing. Michael's a sheet of this stuff for really cheap if you're new to cross stitch, right? You got bigger holes, easier. You can't break this or rip it, right? It's just plastic. You know, but you can make cute shit. So get into cross stitch, okay? Do it. Vibrant says, I've actually used cross stitch patterns for crochet. Yeah. Funny you say that. We were just doing pixel art for Lego boards. You see here the Lego boards that we've been doing. I recently just did a bunch of Lego art, and we were just talking about cross stitching, granny squares, corner to corner. Yo, see you, so royal. All of this can be translated into all those crafts. You can do all of this as any of those crafts, right? You could turn these into quilts, cross stitch, crochet, all of it. Yeah, so like just getting people to think like that. Sass and Sasha, welcome in. Jesus Christ. Are you just gonna troll spam? Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ. I see. Okay. Yeah, the stitches are so neat. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have to get you back. I know. I was waiting. I'm like, I know that I probably deserve it. I'm just like waiting for sometimes, you know, I can take it. I was just waiting for you to say something. Liz Pion said, do you have the tips on the right needle to use? Okay, so quickly, the needles I use, there are two kinds. Let me see if I can find a couple here. These are 28 needles, like 28 size for a needle there. They're very thin. They're meant for like very thin holes on cross stitch. When you're doing plastic canvas 14, 16, 18 count, so like thicker cloth, 26. A 26 needle is the other one because it's a little bigger. But yeah, that's what I use, is a 28 and a 26 are the two that you're looking for. You should be able to buy packs of them for like 100 needles for like cheap. You know, if you go and find a right supplier, you can do it. You can absolutely do it. And yo, welcome into the Pick Stitch fam. Is it Thea or Thaya? Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. I appreciate you. Are you a maker or crafter? If so, what do you work on?